All right, Washington State head baseball coach Brian Green joins us this morning. The Cougs are 7-1 and back at home for the home opener against Southern Indiana this weekend. Skip, we got a couple questions. Do you want to do a brief statement just about the weekend, the long trip at San Diego? You guys took 3 of 4. What'd you learn from your ball club in San Diego this weekend?
That they like to play and they like to compete. It was a fun weekend, and this is now 8 games in, and for the most part, we've played pretty good baseball and in all of the games that we've showed up, and we've been fortunate to be on the positive side of a couple of them, but got comfortable being in some tight baseball games. Down 2 to UC San Diego, a good club. Down 5 to Vegas, the Mountain West champs from a year ago. Played a tight one with Irvine. They separated it late. And then we were able to get up on San Diego State. So, but it was good baseball for us. The pitching, again, back-to-back weekends has been very solid. We look like we may have some length. Really looking forward to getting Cameron List back and helping out with an additional to McCabe and some of the other guys that can go get those lefties. Offensively, been pretty consistent for the most part. We're seeing pitches, we're getting walks, we're getting HBPs, so we've got a high on-base percentage. We've got to continue to get tougher with 2 strikes. It's going to be something that this team's going to have to do a really good job of, but that early in the counts over the weekend, we did a good job of controlling the zone, and I think that's why you're seeing a lot of extra base hits. The running game is still a part of what we do with 14 stolen bases, and again, after week 2, we've just got to tighten up that team defense. But I think takeaways, Bobby, into the Coug Nation is just that we're longer, we're more athletic, we're more left and right, and if somebody's game goes down, there are players ready to jump in there. So we're really excited about that. I think we've now gotten 15, if not 16 position players in over the course of the first 2 weekends. So lots of positives going on for us. We're ready to get into week 3.
All right, thanks, Skip. We'll turn it over to Jamie Vinnick from Coug Fan. Go ahead, Jamie.
Coach, how's it going?
Jamie, what's going on?
Oh, living the dream. You mentioned kind of the tight ball games, and I think one of the big things that kind of was noticed against UNLV is you go to Caden there in the 8th and 9th. Can you just kind of talk a little about his development from a guy who was showed some promise in the bullpen last year to now 3 appearances, obviously a small sample size, but has been flat out dominant?
He's been legit. Really cool. He gains a booming personality and families every weekend, and he's got just a big following, but he's really up in his game. What he's done, the evolution of him with fastball command, the ability to throw the slider, here's a changeup. But the first 2 weekends, outstanding starts, and then he tells Coach Clags, I think it's Saturday when we've got the day off with the rain, he just says, "Hey, Coach, if you need me on Monday, I'm sure I'll be ready to go. Maybe even on Sunday." And we needed him. So he comes in and gets 5 outs and he's loose. He's got a very loose arm. He's a prime candidate to be a great reliever. He could probably throw every day. He's very loose. But at the same time, what he's doing as a starter has been phenomenal. So excited that he's been able to turn it, but it's really been about changeup, slider command, and then his maturity. He's a great competitor on the mound, and he's able to control a lot of his emotions. He's becoming a dude.
Just talk a little bit about the bullpen in a whole. I mean, I don't think it's a stretch to say last year, you go down 9-4 to UNLV through 3-4 innings, that might get away from you a little bit. Instead, the combination of guys you go with, really, you shut them down for 6 innings. I mean, how much do you think that changes what you can do in making decisions out of the bullpen and both in the rotation when you're starting to develop more and more faith in your bullpen, and that's without Barrison and List?
And that's without Barrison and List. Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, we've got a couple of guys who haven't thrown yet who are pretty good for us in fall and spring practice. So, but yeah, Jamie, to your point and to your question, it changes everything, and everything is bullpen. I mean, but last year, if we're down 9-5 in the 5th, we're going to punt the game away. And, we're going to go to number 14 or 15 who needs experience for the future, or maybe isn't getting as many people out as we like, but you're not going to burn a guy who's getting people out, and you're going to punt it to the next day and hope. We're down 5 and we bring in Orr, and and Ryan was awesome as a freshman. He got after it and gets us to the 8th, and we're able to chip away offensively. But We've got a much longer, lengthier bullpen. We've got a lot more left, right. We got more stuff. So our guys can anticipate pitching a lot. But you know, the bullpen has been real. And the thing is, Coug fans, like, it's been like that since September. I mean, our pitching has been good. It's not dominant pitching. We know that, but it's very competitive pitching, and it's a pretty lengthy bullpen. So we've got some guys who could come in there and get a strikeout. And I think we're leading the pack in strikeouts. If not, we're in second on the mound. And that's been a thing with Coach Claggett going back in New Mexico State. But, you know, there's some real positives there. The bullpen is a major positive for us.
Hawk, Grant, and Caden this weekend.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. 3 games. You know, stay tuned with scheduling. You know, it looks like Sunday may be a little nasty, so that could be a Saturday doubleheader. I haven't talked to Coach Archuleta yet, but it's Pullman. We all know that might be 90 degrees on Sunday. Who knows? So we'll follow that. But those 3 guys will go, and we'll figure out what time and when. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday scheduled right now.
Anything new on Russell and then some of the other nicks and bruises?
Yeah, you know, and Jamie, that was such a positive for our program this weekend. You know, I mean, we've got a few guys banged up, and we go into the final 2 games where we've got 3 or 4 guys that are real players or guys that we think are going to play a lot that can't get on the field. But all minor stuff, but just, you know, a weekend here, a weekend there. Shibley dove into the base wrong, so he misses a couple games. Russell should be back this weekend. You know, we're just being cautious with it. He's such a good player right now, and we miss him at short. He's just been outstanding there. And you saw Hainline there. You saw McGee there. He did a great job. So we're really happy about the length of the infield defense that we have. But yeah, Russ should be back. You should see Swartz again. He just had a little hydration issue with the hammy. He's just a very tight guy and nothing big there. Shibs was nothing. I just didn't feel comfortable diving back into a base. And Liss is maybe this weekend, probably next weekend. But he was throwing over the weekend. It felt great. So we're excited about getting back to full strength, and we're excited about what we're doing that we haven't been full strength.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Okay. Thanks, Jamie.
All right, Skip, one last question. Just how excited are you to see your club back at Bailey Brayton Field this weekend? We got to see some couple messages from the skipper, Scott Service, yesterday, but it's just kind of the excitement of being back in Pullman and trying to pack the stands at Bailey Brayton this weekend.
Yeah, you know, I remember our first weekend, my first weekend as head coach, our first home weekend as head coach, and it was 32 degrees. It's gray. There's some sideways snow, and I think there's 1,500 fans against Niagara. And I went, yeah, this people like Coug baseball around here. It's pretty neat. So we could potentially have that weekend again. I don't think it'll be that cold, but no, really excited. You know, I got the RV tuned up and picked up yesterday. So we'll park it out there tomorrow. Hoping to see that beer garden and fans packed and everybody coming back. But it's Friday at 4, potentially a time change to 2. We'll see on weather. And then Saturday, Sunday afternoon games, potential for Saturday doubleheader if weather appears. But again, I haven't talked to their coach yet if we want to do that. But no, to all the fans, grab those RVs and come on out and grab your coats. And we're excited to have you. I know these kids, it means a lot to them with the support that we receive. And we've been working really hard to earn it and get out in the community this year. So looking forward to seeing everyone out at Bailey Brayton starting on Friday for our first home opener.
All right, Skip, thanks for the time. Good luck this weekend.
Go Cougs.